Hello students, in the previous video we have learned about head and tail function as well as range function. In this video we will try to combine these three functions using head, tail, range function to access the rows of a series. Here we have a series of colors. Our series name is colors and it is storing 10 different colors. This is a series which stores 10 different colors, and to print that series we can use the print function. We already learned on how to create series from lists. Now let us try to print the first 5 rows of this series colors. If you want to print the first 5 rows, you can use the head function. Even if you did not specify the parameter for head, that means the number of rows that you want to print, by default, Pandas will print the first 5 rows of data if you use the head function. And similarly, if you want to print the last 5 rows of data, you can use the tail function. In order to understand more about the head, tail, and range function, you can watch the videos from the playlist. You know that by default head series shows you the top 5 rows of data, whereas the tail series gives you the last 5 rows. In both the function, if you pass in a number as parameter, then Pandas will print out the specified number of rows that you specified in this function. Now let us run the program. Here you can see the series of colors. We have 10 different colors here. This is the original series. Whereas here you can see the top 5 colors. This is because of the head function that we used. Using the tail function, we got the last 5 rows of our series. Now let us recall that if we pass a number as parameter, then Pandas will print out the specified number of rows. As for example here, to print the first 3 rows of the series, we specify 3 as parameter. Here for printing the first 7 rows. And here it is for printing the first row of the series. To print the last 3 rows, we use the tail function. As you can see, before we use the head function to print the first rows, whereas to print the last row we use the tail function. Now let us have a look how to use the range function. So for example, we will not take colors anymore, but we will be taking the roll numbers of students. Suppose we have roll number from 1 till 20. It is easy for us to type 1 till 20. But if we have really huge data, then we can use the range function. So this is just an example for printing roll numbers of students from 1 till 200. So here we will be using the head and tail function along with the range function. So since we already did the range function, just paste the codes here. As you can see, here we have a series name roll number S, and we are printing the range of roll numbers from 1 till 201, which means starting from 1 till 201 minus 1, which is 200. So for roll number 1 till 200. So here we are using the range function to specify the index and the size of the series. Whereas here in line number 4, we are using a list of colors. After running the program, you can see here we have the output for the series of colors from 0 till 9, whereas the range of roll numbers we have from 0 till 200. So here we did not type the roll numbers by ourselves. We did not initialize the roll numbers, but these roll numbers are being generated with the help of the range function of series. Here we have the top 5 colors because we are using the head function, and here the last 5 colors which are being displayed using the tail function. Now let us try to print the first 5 rows of roll numbers. That means from roll number 0 till 5, counting from top to bottom. For that, we can use the head function and we don't need to specify any parameter. By default, we will get the top 5 roll numbers of this series. Let's run this program. Here you can see the roll numbers, the top 5 roll numbers from our series. It is being generated using the head function. From a range of roll numbers 1 till 201, the top 5 roll numbers are being displayed here. Next, let us try to access the last 5 rows of a series roll number. We can use the tail function, and the name of the series is roll number S. So I'll remove these colors and write roll number S. Now let me run this program. Now we have the series of colors as well as series of roll numbers. Here you can see series of colors as well as series of roll numbers. The roll numbers are being generated using the range function, and the first rows are being generated using the head function, whereas the last 5 rows are being generated using the tail function. So my students, that's all for today's video. That is for accessing the rows using head and tail function, as well as to generate numbers using the range function in series.